Hi guys, it's Charnice here and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to briefly talk about ERAS 2025 and match. Hopefully by today I'm gonna drop this on match day. Oh my god. Hopefully by today I have already matched by the grace of God, and I will know if I'm going to be a psychiatrist or not. We will see. So let's just talk about all the things that go into your ERAS application. I'm gonna talk about the things on my application that I think really helped me, and we'll go from there. All right, so first things first was my personal statement. My personal statement took me a really long time. I started writing it in May, and I didn't finish writing it until September 25th, literally the day that I was going to submit my application. What I will say is that the feedback that I got on my personal statement during interviews was that they were very thankful that I told a story, that I gave kind of like a window into my trajectory into psychiatry, and I kind of like put in there you know, who I am really like at the core as a person. I showed like moments of resilience that I had, and really just told a story about like my progression into psychiatry and like, you know, and ending it with where I want to be in the field. So my best advice for your personal statement would be to make sure that you tell your story. Don't be all shy. Don't be all formal. Like, make sure you tell your story. Make sure you tell them why psychiatry, why you, who are you? Like, but when they read your personal statement, yeah, this person did research here, they went to school here, they got these grades, they got those grades, but they want to be like, by the time they meet you in that interview, they want to see you on the screen and be like, oh my gosh, like I'm putting like a moving face to this like name and this story that I read. Like, wow, that's him or that's her. So yeah, tell your story, don't leave anything out, and let them know who you are. Let them know that you deserve to be in that interview, okay? But yeah, so that's the personal statement. Your letters of recommendation. Ask for your letters early. I asked for most of my letters in my core clerkships. Actually, no. Yeah, I asked for half of my letters in my core clerkships, and I asked for the other half during my electives. So, like I said, I applied psychiatry. I got 2 psychiatrists, one forensic, one general adult, and then I got my core clerkship like director, who is an endocrinologist, and I got a neurologist letter of recommendation. Based on your specialty, I forget where you can go. I can link it somewhere in this video. You will know from what specialties your letter writers should be from. And you can use ERAS to look up the requirements. Some programs require only 1 psych letter, some require 2, some require 3. What I'm about to say here is more specific to your electives and not necessarily your letters. You want to choose electives that really reflect the curriculum of your desired specialty. So, for example, for psychiatry, our curriculum includes internal medicine, emergency medicine, neurology, and of course, psychiatry. So you would try to get electives, your 4th year electives that is, in those specialties. And ideally, you would get letters from attendings in those specialties. I hope that makes sense. And I know that psych specifically, they like to see a letter from a neurologist, a letter from either internal or family. So based on your specialty, try to figure out which letters you need and ask. The way I used to approach them, I would make sure I rocked my elective or my core clerkship, and then I would, you know, talk to them in person like, hey, you know, I really enjoyed learning X, Y, and Z with you. This is my plan to apply psychiatry. This is what I'm interested in psychiatry. Do you think you would be able to provide me with a letter of recommendation? The least they could say is no. You've worked like a dog your entire 3rd year. You showed up all 4th year and really like flexed your skills clinically. Ask for the letter. It's like, you have to get one. So just ask. And if they say yes, you know, follow up with an email, CC whoever you have to CC. If they have like an administrative assistant or something, CC them. And always like circle back. If they even give you their cell phone number, just circle back with them. Don't annoy them and call them all day long, but you know, circle back with them and make sure that your letters are in at a decent time, because you will need them to be like fully uploaded when it's time to apply for ERAS. The other thing is this MSPE letter. Just make sure it's in time. I know with SGU, some of us struggled getting it on time from our coordinators. Sometimes our coordinators weren't getting back to us, but just make sure you have that in time as well. All the timelines and stuff are outlined by AAMC on ERAS. So yeah, just make sure you have that submitted in time. Step 2, I would say to get step 2 out of the way before you submit applications. I know some people who did not have step 2 submitted when they started applying and they still got interviews. So I mean, it just really depends on your application. It really depends on the specialty you're applying to and the program, right? Like the program will say like, we need a step 2 score. Some programs will be like, we don't need one, like we'll extend interviews anyway. So that's step 2. Your picture, make sure that you take your picture. The pictures do have guidelines, so make sure you follow them. And if you're an IMG, you have to submit your picture to ECFMG first, and then it has to get approved and everything like that. So make sure you do that on time as well. All right, so for my application, what did I have on my application that really stood out? I co-own a dance company that I joined in 2017. And we have accomplished a lot in that short amount of time. Like, we got a space grant to get a studio. We're starting to implement dance movement therapy into our classes. So we're really stepping into the like mental health and public health realm. So that was like a big thing that came up in all of my interviews. Another thing that came up in my interviews was my networking group that I created in medical school called IMG's Connect. We do mentorship, tutor students now. We held webinars, regular webinars with doctors, residents, students, and people found it to be like super helpful and impactful. That was another big thing that came up in my interviews. APA Helping Hands Grant Project was another really big one that came up because, you know, it was very innovative. My colleague and I came up with this really like cool idea to see if a podcast-based intervention could improve mental health literacy in middle schoolers in New York City. And I was working on that project while I was applying and interviewing and stuff. And so like, it was nice, like in interviews when I would be able to like share the progression of the study with them. And even though it wasn't done, they really appreciated the fact that I was doing that work. So that was also very important. The crisis text line, I volunteered for the crisis text line for a short amount of time, but it was still nice to be able to speak about the experience that I have with like acute crises. And yeah, other than that, I had a lot of research experience before starting medical school. So I worked at Joslin Diabetes Center and I had a lot of experience there working and also having published papers. And yeah, just me having pretty diverse experiences really made my interviews like exciting and fun. I would say to really highlight your experiences. It doesn't matter if you were like a zookeeper or like a pizza person, like it doesn't matter. Like they want to know that you have diverse experiences and they want to know what you've learned in those experiences and how they can lend themselves to you being in medicine. You know, just really highlight yourself. And if you're at the point where you're looking at your application and you think that, wow, like, you know, I don't have a lot of experiences on here, nothing is really looking unique, really seek out opportunities. Try to volunteer or shadow or try to find projects that you can jump on that are in your desired field. I promise you that is the best way to go. So yeah, just for some insight, I applied to 81 programs. I school St. George's University. It is an international school. It is generally recommended for us to cast a wider net in terms of applying to programs. So sometimes they will tell us to apply to 100 plus programs. I know people who applied to 200 programs. I personally did not have the money for that. I tried to sign up for fee assistance, but because I didn't have fee assistance when I applied to medical school through AAMC, they said that they were unable to give it to me for residency, which I think is crazy. Anyway, yeah, I didn't have money for that. So I applied to 81 programs. I received 15 interview invites. I haven't made my rank list yet, But right now, I am pretty sure I'm gonna rank all. And now I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I was recently ECFMG certified. That is the certification to practice medicine in the United States. So I did get that certification, and I plan to take step 3 before starting residency. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, it just all happened so fast. I started interviewing October 7th, and I finished interviewing January. It was like middle January was my last interview. And yeah, like I've been doing second looks. Today, I guess we find out if I match. No, we find out that I match. How about that? We find out that I match today. This whole journey has been such a whirlwind. Like, it was such a good feeling in my interviews, feeling affirmed and feeling like hearing from faculty members like, you have worked so hard, you have done so much, like you are like such a good candidate. Like hearing that and feeling like, wow, like I really did this. By the grace of God, I really did this. It was just like, I did what I had to do. No more complaining about medical school. No more, oh, this is not worth it. No more, like, no. It's all falling into place. So yeah, guys, like I said, I know it's been a minute. I am happy to be back on YouTube. If you are starting medical school, or if you are in medical school, you know that medical school is really hard. Stay focused, stay the course, go to therapy, pray, get your mind right, find community, and you got this. You got this so much. If you are a medical student, if you are a medical student applying to psychiatry, if you just need some questions answered, if you need help, if you need mentorship, you can reach out to me. You can email me. I'll put my email in the description box. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, all the things. Hopefully I'll do like a little recap of match day, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!